Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 107 of Off the Chest of Timothy Regal. I, of course, am your host, the most beautiful, wonderful, amazing human being in Midwest Independent Wrestling today, Timothy Regal, joined by the 7-star mind, Alex McCarthy. Alex, it's a very important day.
Is it?
Yes. I only tell the truth. I mean, you heard that intro. I tell the truth to the listeners every week.
What?
I only tell the truth. I'm like George Washington. I never tell a lie.
Oh.
So if I say something's important, it's important.
Oh.
Have you been celebrating today?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
No, I said celebrating today, not Shinsuke.
Oh, yeah, no, not celebrating, no.
You're not celebrating.
No.
You're not celebrating the fact that 70 years ago on this very day, as we record this, at this very moment,
where you're living.
Rick, I was hoping you were going to be here. I was a little worried. You know, it's Monday night. I know you move pretty fast, but you know you're supposed to be in Atlanta.
Regal.
What's up, Rick? Happy birthday, my man.
Thank you.
Happy 70th birthday to the nature boy, Ric Flair.
Careful.
What's up, Rick? How you doing? How you feeling? How's 70?
I feel great. I feel 29.
You feeling 29?
Feeling 29, looking fine. Woo! Ready to wine and dine.
So Rick, what do you got planned? Obviously, you're going to be on Raw, which is actually going to be going on slightly as we're recording this, but I know you're excited. You got some big stuff planned on Raw, but what else you got going on for your 70th birthday?
You want to know what I want for my 70th birthday?
Absolutely.
One thing I want, Regal.
What's that, Rick?
I want you to sing happy birthday to me on the podcast.
You know what, Rick? Since it's you, I will do that.
All right, let's rock and roll, bitch.
Why the language, Rick? I'm a little worried about that, but okay. Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
Happy birthday, nature boy.
Woo!
Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
How was that, Rick?
Try it again. In the key of D.
I don't know keys. It's been a while since choir class, Rick.
You took choir class?
Yes, I did.
Could have fooled me.
Well, I'm sorry, Rick. I got you something else for your birthday.
What's that?
I got you a guarantee that Charlotte's. Yeah.
What?
I got you the guarantee that Charlotte's gonna win the title at WrestleMania from Ronda Rousey.
From Ronda Rousey? What? That's not what I want.
What do you want, Rick?
I want my daughter, Ashley, the greatest professional wrestler of our time, to win the WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 35.
So you want her to beat Brock Lesnar?
Absolutely.
What about Seth Rollins?
Who?
Seth Rollins?
That guy that used to hang around with Triple H?
He's from
Triple H,
Davenport.
little coffee boy?
Hey, Rick, you know Seth's kind of a buddy of mine?
Well, that's not helping his case, Eddie.
He did a moonsault off me, Rick. Did you know that?
A what?
Moonsault?
What's that?
It's where you do the flip into a splash. I know
I
you
used to
never.
do a flip.
Well, you used to flip, but not you didn't do a moonsault. It's what Great Muta did to you.
Either way, saying he's a friend of yours, not helping his situation. Probably hurting it.
Rick,
What?
I just got a call. It was Vince.
Who?
He said, Vince.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I know him.
He said you got to get on the plane. We don't.
Get on a
We don't.
plane.
We don't want you to miss your birthday party.
Is this a podcast?
Yes.
All right. I thought I was just sitting here yelling at people.
We've discussed this, Rick. You're on a podcast.
Is that your favorite Nature Boy Ric Flair moment in the history of the podcast?
What moment? Oh, where you didn't realize you were on a podcast?
Yeah.
I mean, other than that one time you chopped Alex.
Never.
You did that one time.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't remember I don't remember anything that happens on this show.
Oh, well,
Not memorable.
I mean, well, it's memorable when you're here.
Well, not for me.
Well, it is for us.
You know what today, Regal? Today is kind of tragic.
Why?
Because today, as of today, I am no longer my greatest age in the history of the Nature Boy. Because up until today, for 365 days, the Nature Boy was 9 years old. And let Wendy tell you, I was Space Mountain 69 all year long. Woo! 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 Woo!
Have a good birthday.
Right,
Have a good birthday, buddy.
Yo, we're buddies now.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going back to Raw.
Tell Conrad I said what's up.
Why don't you post a selfie and then try to sell it on Instagram?
All right. Tell Conrad I said what's up.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Me Talk. Regal, what's going on, man?
Connie, it's been a day, man. It's been a week, man. Let me tell you.
You gonna come see me on March 9th in Crown Point, Illinois?
It's Indiana, Conrad.
I've never been to Crown Point, Indiana before.
You've been to Chicago. It's right out. It's right by there.
I certainly did go to Chicago for All In and StarCast. Regal, do you have your tickets for StarCast 2 in Las Vegas, Nevada?
I don't. I'm not gonna be able to make. I'm not gonna be able to make it. But I'll see you in Chicago in September.
For StarCast 3?
Well, if it's StarCast 3, it might be StarCast 4 or 5 by then. I don't know what you got planned. You never sleep, so.
All right, Regal. It's me. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Me Talk. Regal, I got an idea.
What's up?
How about you let me on the fucking show this week? You got all your little buddies on here. You got Rick on here. You got Conrad on here. People want to hear the 7-Star Mind.
It's Rick's 70th birthday. Wherever Rick goes, Conrad's probably not too far behind. It's not my fault. It's not my fault Conrad wants to talk to me. It's not my fault Rick only... I don't know why Rick doesn't talk to you. Rick only talks to me. It's weird.
Yeah.
There
it's a dominance thing.
There are people that only talk to you.
It's a dominance thing, Regal.
Yeah.
Rick knows he can dominate you. He knows I'll drop his old ass.
There's people only talk to you. Paul Heyman only talks to you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That guy whose name we won't say only talks to you.
Rince Vuso?
Something like that, yeah. But
Yeah.
Alex, it's been a week. I mean, obviously Saturday we were at SCWpro. What happened? I don't remember.
Debut of the new tag team.
Oh yes.
Talk about the Thunderhawks.
We got the debut. Well, unfortunately, bad news to start.
Yeah.
We got our good buddy Pat Anger. Unfortunately, in his match at Anger Rising at the last Hawkamania, did sustain an injury to his, I believe it was a separated shoulder, and will put him out of action. And him and Steve Manders, the Hawkamaniacs, they were forced to vacate the.
No, they weren't.
Well, they didn't vacate. Manders said that he would defend the titles by himself if he had to, but Sean Morrow gave him an opportunity and said, go find a tag team partner if you can find somebody, and we'll give you a shot. You'll defend the titles tonight. So
a lot of people wanted Crotch.
A lot of people were talking about Crotch. I know there was some talk maybe Connor Braxton, maybe the Shug. A lot of people wondering who Steve Manders going to pick, but Dion Roosman and Robin Steele made their way to the ring. And then the former champions JT Energy and Josh C made their way to the ring. And then Steve Manders came out by himself and then pointed to the curtain, and out came the Lucha legend Latin Thunder. So a team that you immediately dubbed the Thunderhawks.
Yeah, and they love that, by the way, and it's all over social media, so they are the Thunderhawks.
Copyright Thunderhawk, copyright Alex McCarthy, 2019.
That's right.
And then in a absolutely wild, crazy triple threat match where our table almost got knocked over at one point.
We got very close to our projector.
Very close. Very
many times, and I wanted to check Sean Morrow's blood pressure.
Uncomfortably close to the very expensive video projection equipment that SCWpro has. But in the end, Latin Thunder and Steve Manders won the match, and we have new SCWpro tag team champions, the Thunderhawks. And pretty amazing that this is Latin Thunder's first championship he has held in SCWpro. He's had some shots at the QC Cup before, but wasn't ever able to get the victory. But he got.
Now, were you the one that? Because somebody was wrong. Were you the one that was wrong?
I was right. I was the one. No, Sean Morrow thought that he had won, and we went back and we looked it up, and I had made the right call that it was his first title. So.
They heard it here first. Regal was right for once.
Regal's right all the time. Again, I don't tell lies, Alex. I only tell the truth.
He only lies to himself, folks. He only lies to himself. Never to you.
I cannot believe you, Alex.
If he tells you a lie, it's because he believes it. He only lies to himself. Tell me a lie.
Wow, please never, ever, ever do that again.
Tell me a lie.
That song is terrible when, actual professionals sing it. It sounds like a wounded dog when you sing it.
Tell me a lie.
Mark Storm is going to beat you the next time he sees you for this.
Tell me a lie.
If you do that one more time, I'm ending the episode.
Tell me a lie.
Well, folks, that was it. Thank you for joining us this week on Off the Chest, Timothy Regal, the shortest episode ever, 14 minutes and 20 minutes.
Every time you told me a lie, I just said it again. You kept telling me lies, so I kept saying it.
I didn't tell. Wow. You are a terrible human being, Alex McCarthy.
And that's why you love me.
Yeah, you're something, all right. But
I think I'm cute. You know I'm sexy. I got the moves.
Nobody knows.
Wow, I got the hooks that really hook 'em. I make them feel
I don't even think that's part of the
they're
song.
all mine. I'm just a sexy boy.
You're literally making up words. What is wrong? What is wrong with you today? You take too much. Did you take too much Blue Chew?
Blue Chew?
Yeah.
I don't need no Blue Chew.
You should get some.
Well, give me some of yours.
I don't have any Blue Chew. What would I need Blue Chew for?
I don't know. Why do you keep ordering it?
In case I ever need it, which ain't ever gonna happen.
Regal.
But
Regal.
outside of well, we had a good moment with the Thunderhawks. Unfortunately, the bad news that we have to report from SCWpro is Xander Killen is unfortunately still the SCWpro champion.
Thanks to the International Man of Mystery.
Who's that damn guy in a mask? He looks a lot like me. You keep telling me it's Mason Beck. I mean,
no, I don't know.
It's certain. It's somebody. He's tall. We know that. He's big.
Yeah.
It looked like Mason Beck. People say it's Mason Beck. Some people. Mason Beck says that if he wants to attack somebody, he does it face to face, and
that's what makes sense to me. You know what I mean? That's what makes sense to me.
Mason Beck's never been one to shy away from a fight, so
right.
But Xander Killen is still the SE. Of course, Killen tried to get himself DQ'd. The match got restarted by Merrick Brave and Sean Morrow. Yep. And then out go the lights again, and here comes a huge guy wearing all black, and he destroys the Suge Shane Hollister.
Yeah.
We got to get some security to kind of keep a lookout for that guy. Like somebody needs to tackle him.
Sounds like you're volunteering.
No, he's pretty big. That's the one thing we do know. Is somebody big.
Yeah.
I know who it's not.
I saw a sign in the crowd that said it was Rip Studwell.
I saw that. I'm going to say this. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't think it was Rip Studwell. Unless Rip got way taller. And much less muscular. Because Rip wasn't.
Yeah.
But Rip was Rip's way more jacked.
Rip was way more jacked than that guy, for sure.
So, I do have it on good authority. Rip was actually at a Philadelphia Flyers game that night, so.
Oh.
So I think we can cross him off the list. But also, unfortunately, we have to report that your buddy Braden McBride is still the SCWpro QC Cup holder. I think are you cheering for are you like helping this guy out? I mean, you're the 7-Star Mind. Are you cheering this guy on behind my back?
What?
I got there's a conspiracy theory. How does Braden McBride still have that cup?
I don't make the rules.
I mean, we banned Miss Olivia from ringside, and then she still showed up.
We
as in the royal we, as in SCWpro.
Oh, the royal we. Oh, the royal we, SCWpro. Okay. I understand now.
SCWpro bans Braden McBride from ringside.
Brands Braden McBride at ringside. They branded him?
Oh, I said banned. But yes, we banned Braden McBride from his own match. No. We banned his assistant, manager, valet. What is her official title? Do we know?
That's not my responsibility.
Girl that waves and holds cup.
Girl that waves and holds cup. That's definitely got to be her official title, Regal.
Girl that waves and holds cup.
Definitely got to be.
But yes, she was banned from ringside. The ref takes a bump. Ref gets knocked out. He's out.
Killed him.
Here comes Miss Olivia with the cup.
The ref died.
The ref. I thought we couldn't get worse than lemons, man.
I don't even know this guy's name.
Yeah, who was that guy? I don't even know who he was.
I legitimately don't know his name.
So some jamoke that we apparently lemons had better things to do. Where was John G? John G
was there.
He was there, but he wasn't out there for that one. That referee had a rough night. Whoever that kid is, he had a rough night.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, so, have you checked to make sure? Can you confirm for me also? Outside of Braden McBride, unfortunately, Dante Leone got hit with the cup. Braden McBride retained the cup. Can you confirm for me that JP Finger is in fact still alive?
Unless somebody else handles his social media, I believe I did see a Facebook post from him today, so okay. I think he's good.
He may still be laying in a hospital bed somewhere after the.
But he's still alive.
Okay, so Mason Beck beat him up really bad, but he may. We believe that JP Finger is in fact
allegedly.
Okay, that's good to know. I was a little worried about JP Finger, but one thing there was another good thing. We saw the and it was funny because I didn't make this connection. It was the night before the Oscars because we had a Best Picture. We had The Return of the King.
What?
The Return of the King. I was trying to make a pop culture reference that you didn't get because you don't watch movies. The movie called Return of the King won Best Picture, and then at SCWpro the night before, we had the return of the King of Scott County.
Stephen Youngblood.
Yes. Oh. Folks, it's terrible when I try to make pop culture references that Alex McCarthy doesn't get because he doesn't pay any attention to pop culture because he's
Lord of the Rings won an Oscar last night?
Not last night. It won it several years ago.
Oh.
Green Book won last night. I was cheering for A Star Is Born, but I think next year I should do an Academy Awards preview podcast and an Academy Awards post show podcast where basically I just rip into everything.
I really just want to rebrand this the Slam Fam Entertainment Network. How much heat would we get and just do podcasts about? I want to do a sitcom podcast. I want to do a manifest podcast. You want to do a movies podcast? Why does this guy? I just want to start like anything but wrestling.
What are we calling the manifest podcast? That is a good question. Manifest podcast is coming soon to the Slam Fam Wrestling Network. Because
maybe just call it the Slam Fam Network.
Because let's face it, the Slam Fam Wrestling Network is me, Alex, and Margaret's network, and we can put on it whatever the fuck we want. So if we want to do a podcast about Manifest, we're going to do a podcast about Manifest.
I want to do a podcast about U.S. history. Podcast about U.S. history. I don't know that much about U.S. history.
I based on my high school grades, I may know more about U.S. history than you do.
You take AP U.S. history in high school?
I did, and I got A's.
You took AP?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I didn't know you took AP classes.
And I got A's. I took AP history and AP science I only did AP science for AP bio and AP chem.
I thought you were in like special ed.
Wow.
No, I'm not trying to be a dick. I thought you told me that.
There's
nothing wrong with being in special ed.
I was in that curriculum in junior high school because of handwriting disabilities.
Okay.
No.
Why is it an insult to be in special ed?
So technically,
technically, stop. That doesn't make you less of a person. It just means that you learn differently.
No, I was never in it for mental. I was in it because of physical.
Okay.
No, because my hands. Anybody that's ever looked at my notes at an SCW show can probably tell you my handwriting looks still to this day. It's gotten
Take
way.
notes at SCW shows.
I used to. Alex takes notes because he's the ring announcer. I just read Alex's notes.
I don't take notes.
And if I need to know something, I just ask you. Because you're the 7-star mind. You're supposed to know everything.
I do know everything.
What? I mean, what else do you know? Do you know? I mean, you know about wrestling. You know about theater. I mean, you know a lot of stuff, but
sitcoms.
You do know about sitcoms, but we should probably know something about wrestling since we're doing a pro wrestling podcast. I know you haven't seen it yet, but right before we went on, what came on to record, I did watch the Roman Reigns segment, and I think we can talk about it because I can kind of basically. Roman Reigns came out to a thunderous reaction, and you could tell he was very emotionally touched by it. He went around both sides of the aisle, went all the way around ringside, shaking hands, just giving hugs, hugged his wife and his mother. I haven't got this confirmed yet. It almost looked like one of the Usos was standing behind his mom. So even one of the Usos may have been there. He hugged David Arquette, who was in the front row. So, dude, I think I have figured it out.
David Arquette for WrestleMania?
Yes, absolutely. That's why David Arquette is in the front row.
That could be a passable match.
That would be
that's actually not a bad first program back for Roman.
That would be
an easy match.
That would be pretty amazing. David Arquette. David Arquette is in the front row. He hugged David Arquette, which I thought was quite fun. Basically got in the ring. First said thank you to the fans. Obviously talked about what he's gone through. There were obviously a lot of chants. This is your yard. Welcome back. A lot of other things. Then it said, we announced that we said this was going to be an update. So said you guys want the update. And of course, the crowd cheers. And he says, when I left, I said I was swinging for the fence. He goes, we hit a home run. And I can announce that I am in remission again. So, and I mean, you kind of got the sense that was where this was going. And you kind of got the sense that, I know there was some tweets out of there is a new Roman Reigns t-shirt that was on sale at the merch stands. That I'm blanking on what the exact wording was at the moment, but it looks pretty cool. It's the Roman symbol. It kind of comes down into a ribbon, and then basically that he overcame. So you kind of knew going out there that was where we're going, and all he said was he's back. He said this is our yard, not his yard, and the fans started chanting at one point about WrestleMania, and he said we'll get to that in a little bit, but obviously,
you think he takes Rollins' place against Brock?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think so at all. I think the Rollins Brock match is solid.
I saw people calling for that on Twitter.
There's a couple places you could go as far as where Roman's going, but and I'm not entirely sure where that could be. Obviously, there's rumors that there could be other people back tonight on Raw. Obviously, like I said, we gotta get through Fastlane, which I mean, that's a thing, I guess.
Have they announced anything for that show?
Daniel Bryan and Kofi. That's it so far. Yeah.
Wow.
And the pay-per-view is literally in 2 weeks.
Buckle up, folks.
We're in the fast lane.
Fast lane.
I honestly think, it's in the WWE Network era. Do they really need to announce everything on a pay-per-view? Because
Yes.
I mean,
To me, that's the difference between a pay-per-view and a Raw. You gotta tell your fucking stories. That's my opinion.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think is there anybody that was sitting there watching Elimination Chamber and that said, "Ooh, Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin's on now. That's the match that I came to see."
Well, I mean, some people might like Braun Strowman.
But the thing is, do we need to know everything on a pay-per-view? I don't.
I think yes. I think otherwise because
I need
that's
to know-
not good storytelling if you don't announce your matches. Then they're gonna fucking add shitty talking segments to set the matches up that are gonna fucking waste more time. And then yes, they need to announce the matches for the pay-per-views.
I need to know everything that's on WrestleMania. I need to know everything that's on Royal Rumble. Do I need to know everything's gonna be on Fastlane?
Otherwise, it might as well just be a fucking Raw. I think yes.
Okay, I mean, that's a good opinion.
I emphatically think yes. Otherwise, you're not telling stories. You're just fucking throwing shit at the wall, and then that fucking makes Vince commit to what he's doing at the pay-per-view ahead of time, so he can't. God damn it, we're gonna start from scratch.
Hey, I just want to point out to you, Jinder Mahal is currently on Raw. I just want you to know this because you will not see this on the Hulu version tomorrow.
Who's he facing?
He's cutting a promo about Ric Flair's birthday party. That's what I can tell you.
Why?
I don't know why he's doing that, but yeah, I got a feeling that something
should happen.
What?
I said, who decided that this was a thing that should happen?
What, Ric Flair's birthday party?
No, Jinder Mahal having a fucking promo about it.
Oh, and here comes Kurt Angle to beat the crap out of him. So
he's Indian?
Well, no, just because. Wow. Okay. No, because he's Jinder Mahal. Hey, you remember this time last year when he was relevant?
Yeah.
Huh?
Big fan.
That we had high hopes for that run, and that went over as Bruce Prichard would say, like a fart in church. Oh man, but no, Fastlane. I have no freaking clue, but no, obviously, you could go a lot of different directions with WrestleMania. Literally right now, there's not a lot for WrestleMania that we really know. So for sure. So and again, there's the old saying, plans change, pal. So
Yeah.
do we really know anything? But it could be interesting. I mentioned Bruce Prichard. Dude,
Yeah.
For those who may not know about this yet, because it came out Saturday, Bruce Prichard, of all people, rehired by WWE Creative. So,
Yeah.
I swear to God, that guy's going for the Marty Jannetty record. This is I think this is about, well, if we count times in TNA, I think he's up to the Marty Jannetty. Might be up close to the Marty Jannetty record.
Hold on. Are you friends with Lars Metzger on Facebook?
Yeah.
He just posted, upside down Mr. Potato Head looks exactly like Steve Harvey. It does.
Wow. No, so Bruce Prichard, who of course does the number one wrestling podcast on the planet, Something to Wrestle with Bruce Prichard. Well, they do a slight number more downloads than we do, just barely.
Do they?
just barely, by a little bit. But and of course, the man that you heard a little earlier, Conrad Thompson, on the show. But and I really don't get, what do you think Vince McMahon is sitting there and saying, I need to bring back Bruce Prichard? What can Bruce bring in 2019 that can help the WWE?
Someone that Vince trusts.
Someone that
Vince will listen to.
A lot of people are speculating, is Vince doing this because he's going to be devoting more of his time to the XFL? And he needs somebody, and he brought back somebody that he can trust to basically be his eyes and ears in the company.
Yeah.
Because Bruce is still fairly young. Bruce is, I believe, I'm going to say mid-50s. So maybe late 50s. So Bruce is still a lot. Like, obviously,
Bruce is still alive. Yes.
Well, I was gonna say he's younger than a guy like a Pat Patterson or a Jim Ross or so. And I think Bruce's knowledge of wrestling is great, but I mean, he had a run as a producer in MLW, and there were some reports that kind of came out that he wasn't overly well liked by a lot of the younger talent.
Bruce will be 56 in about a week and a half.
Yeah, so Bruce is still, because Bruce was only like, because I want to say Bruce was only like 20 years old when he started with WWE. So like 20 years. Yeah, he was still in his early 20s.
That was about 30 years ago, so that's a...
Yeah. But it's very odd that Bruce's journey in wrestling since he started the podcast has been odd. Because the podcast was started essentially by him and Conrad. Because Bruce, and people forget, Bruce had a podcast before Something to Wrestle With. It was very short-lived. And he just said he didn't really like the feel and the vibe. But as he got to know Conrad and they got together and they said, well, let's do this podcast and hopefully it'll kind of rehab your image in the business a little bit, and then we can use it to sell some mortgages and blah, blah, blah. And then the podcast takes off. They start doing live shows. They get so many downloads and so much revenue from live shows. Bruce got hired by TNA.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Bruce got hired by TNA as a backstage producer / on-air authority figure type role.
I totally forgot about this.
And then got fired because apparently he didn't get along with anybody. And then goes to work when Court decides, I'm going to take this podcast network that's gotten huge again, and I'm going to restart my wrestling promotion. He goes to work for them as a producer. Apparently may not have gotten along with some of the talent. Decides to not work as a producer for them, and then does the podcast, does more live shows, and then eventually is so popular, gets a show on the WWE network of his podcast, and then now gets signed back as a creative agent, as a member of the creative team at WWE. I mean, that's a hell of a journey.
It doesn't get fucking weirder than that, does it, Regal?
It really is. And yeah, you kind of forget that brief run, that weird run in TNA.
I totally forgot about TNA, yeah.
And the weird thing was that his exit essentially was he got fired on TV by Jim Cornette.
What?
Yeah. His last appearance was basically him getting fired on TV by Jim Cornette, of all people.
Jim Cornette's been in TNA in the last 10 years?
Jim Cornette was in TNA too when Jarrett was running it. when Anthem had just bought it and they brought in Jarrett to run it.
Speaking of Anthem, did you hear about
Oh God, yes, we got to talk about this.
they
Go
deleted
ahead.
the original footage of
They delete it's come out that Anthem has deleted the footage of the Global Wrestling Federation AMP TV tapings that they had aired as one night only pay-per-view specials. A couple of years ago, it was like 2 years ago because Bobby Roode was in NXT. Because I remember people were tweeting Bobby Roode saying, "Man, it's great to see you back." He goes, yeah, I'm in NXT now. That was taped over a year ago." And they had like Eric Young on him, who was already in NXT. It was like the way they ended up airing this footage was weird, but apparently Anthem Media deleted the footage to make space on their Google Drive. Now, why?
Wait. Did they actually say Google Drive?
I don't know if it actually said Google Drive, but that's almost how it sounded. So basically, here's the thing. You know that Vince McMahon, they've already paid Anthem Media for footage of Impact Wrestling for documentaries on AJ Styles and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
You know that if the company ever goes out of business, Vince McMahon will buy that tape library in a heartbeat to get it.
Loves tape libraries.
To get it so that he can then store it and then load it up on the WWE Network whenever somebody at the WWE Network gets the urge to do so.
You act like it's Vince like uploading himself. Like he just fucking gets in his little like home office and is like, "Goddamn pal, what we're gonna upload today? How about some 92 superstars? All right, let's see, where's the DVD of that? So I pop this in here." And, all right, I got to hit the upload button and onto the WWE Network Google Drive. And, oh, goddamn, pal, 14 minutes, huh? Jesus Christ. Why, Shane, stop looking at porn. We're trying to upload the superstars to the network Google Drive. Like, that's how you make it sound. Like,
that is absolutely how it happens. That is absolutely 100% how it happens.
That is how, if you were ever wondering how footage gets put on the WWE Network, that is exactly what happens. Is Vince has on like a polo and some jeans. I'm envisioning like a white sweater tied around his waist.
Dude, I gotta tell you right now, I gotta stop you because I guarantee you, I don't think Vince McMahon owns a pair of jeans.
No, he's got like some acid washed mom jeans that he's wearing.
No, dude, he's wearing the Zubaz from like 1991 Primetime Wrestling, where he looks like a cat.
This is not your fantasy, Regal. This is my fantasy, and in my fantasy, he's wearing acid washed mom jeans, a soft pink polo, and he's got a white V-neck sweater tied around his waist. And he's sitting in his home office, drinking an old style, uploading old footage onto the WWE Network Google Drive, and complaining about how many minutes it's going to take to upload. Are you still there? We're on Skype again this week, guys, because Regal won't come to my house. He says it's haunted.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm right here. Hi, I'm over here.
Hi.
No, you're killing me. But no, that is obviously absolutely how things get on the WWE Network.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, I say the word Vince McMahon, but WWE would absolutely pay for that tape library. And Stop it. I adjusted so you could see me better. I did not. That was not an invitation for you to adjust your screen to show me your Finn Balor.
I've got my Finn Balor covered up on my laptop, pal.
But
you don't get to see my Finn Balor until the end.
Whoa. I'll make sure to log off before that happens. The thing with this is, why would you delete footage when if Vince McMahon will eventually pay you, if your company were to ever go out of business, Vince would pay you to keep that footage. The only reason that I think that they would delete that footage is because technically Jeff Jarrett probably still has some type of legal claim to it, so they probably deleted it off their drive. But it's literally, like I said, when it came out, and it was David Bixen's band, who is an amazing independent reporter, posted the documentation of it, and it's like, why would you do this? And I'm like, this literally is the most, TNA wrestling, everybody, moment that could ever be. It's like, you literally deleted your own footage. It's like, oh God. It's like, why would you, I mean, did somebody die? Was there a wardrobe malfunction? Did somebody say something so vulgar and so obscene it could never be aired again? None of that happened. You literally have no reason to delete that footage. You can sell that footage to make money. Why? Oh God, that company is just so mismanaged. Impact literally is the only thing that Anthem has that is making any shred of money, I think.
What makes you say that?
Do you think the Fight Network's making a lot of money?
In Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
so?
Is Impact even making any money? Because they had to, keep in mind.
Yeah, they make a fuck ton of money on international TV.
They do, actually. But keep in mind that when they first bought it, Anthem Media had to cancel live audio wrestling to pay for it.
No, that is not why they canceled live audio wrestling.
I heard it had something to do with the purchase of TNA wrestling.
It did, because John and Wai were speaking critically of TNA wrestling under Anthem ownership, so they got canceled.
And what's the show that's on there now? It's Sunday Night's Main Event, I think is what it's called.
Is that what used to be live audio wrestling?
Well, it's on the Fight Network, and it's Braden Harrington hosting it.
Braden?
Yeah, Braden is actually hosting a show called Sunday Night's Main Event on TSN, or on TSN Radio in Canada. The live audio wrestling was on. I know it's on a podcast form, but it's in of all places, MLW Radio Network has it. But I know it's on the air in Canada. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know about that one. So yeah, but of course all things ended well because we got post wrestling out of the deal, which is really great. But yeah, why do you do Impact Wrestling? Why do you do these things that you know A, are bad business decisions, and B, that the internet is going to rake you over the coals for?
Oh. You care what the internet thinks, Regal?
I mean, I care what the internet thinks.
Yes. I can't believe I even said it. Everybody fucking cares what the internet thinks.
The internet loves me, so I mean, obviously. They love me on Reddit. They love me on Twitter. I mean, what? Oh, go back to being dark. You look creepy. Seriously, like really creepy right now. Alex McCarthy right now looks like a weird version of a Wyatt Family cosplay, and he's doing something really weird with his hand. I'm sure this is really riveting audio for our listeners.
Oh, yes, Timothy Regal.
Oh, no.
potential of an Undertaker podcast. Dead man talking. Have you heard that this might be a podcast, Regal?
That's not your podcast, Paul.
No, it's my Undertaker's podcast. And I'm trying to get booked on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come onto your show a lot more often for a lot longer in hopes that I can get on my Undertaker's podcast. Dead man talking. Did you hear about that?
Is he gone?
Did you hear about that?
I just want to make sure Paul Bearer is out of here before I start talking again.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that they might be doing an Undertaker podcast?
Yeah, Starcast Media, which essentially is Conrad Thompson's company that all of his various podcast and event endeavors and everything falls under, registered the trademark for a podcast called Dead Man Talking. I have mixed emotions about this, honestly.
You know what I have?
What?
Sweet emotion.
Please, you're singing way too much on this podcast, by the way.
People like my singing.
No one does. People like my singing more than yours.
Challenge me to a sing-off, Regal?
There's not a challenge. I will win. But back to the Undertaker's potential podcast.
I was in chamber choir in high school.
Just because you were in choir doesn't mean you're good. They take anybody.
No, I was in the fucking chamber choir that you had to audition for, dickweed.
I'm still better. But, okay. Now, back to the Undertaker's podcast. I have mixed emotions about this because, on one hand, it would be great to hear the Undertaker talk about the things that he's done. It would also be horrible because I don't want to ruin the mystique of the Undertaker.
I mean, he's dead.
Huh?
He's dead.
I understand, and obviously, you know, there's the Undertaker, the character, there's Mark Calloway, the human being, but at the same time, hearing him tell the stories of what was going on behind the scenes, I feel like kind of ruins the mystique of the character, don't you?
But now would be an acceptable time to do it because he's never coming back.
I guess you got a point there. Wow, Sting is on Raw.
Sting?
Yes, he's at Ric Flair's birthday party.
He's going to put him right in the Scorpion Deathlock?
Maybe, I don't know.
Has Becky been there yet?
Yeah, Becky came out during the Riot Squad Ronda match, and there was a whole hullabaloo.
Yeah.
I'm primarily watching to see all the stuff, because they keep going to, like, backstage vignettes of, like, people arriving for Ric Flair's birthday party, so we've had, like, Sting, Titus O'Neil for some reason that I don't understand.
They're friends, aren't they?
Are they? I don't know. I mean, Titus is probably definitely more friends with Ric Flair than he is with Hulk Hogan, but...
You fucking prick. You're such a prick.
I am. I really am. Oh boy. But nah, man. I mean, is there anything else that we need to talk about as far as wrestling goes? Roman's back. Vince, not that guy. Bruce Prichard got hired by Creative. SCW happened.
You just generally don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah. I
don't really want to say much more than that, though.
Yeah, I don't. And we debated on what we were going to talk about in the episode, and I guess I'll just kind of say is like, And as I think, as we kind of said it, all week, guys, if you're in the business, if anybody, and there are a few people in the business that listen to this. If you're in the business, try to be good people. Always remember that you're representing not just yourself, but you're representing the company you work for. You're representing.
It's not even about that. Just don't be a fucking pile of shit.
Yeah.
Be better people.
And try to be a good person. There's been a lot of negativity, and we try to focus on the positive on this podcast. We try to have a little bit of fun. We do bad impressions and try to make
those bad impressions. All my impressions are spot on.
We try to make people laugh. But
Regal tries to make people laugh. I succeed at making people laugh.
Well, you stop. We just guys, be good people. Don't do terrible things, and don't be stupid. And remember, wrestling is for everybody. Whether it's somebody you're working with, whether it's somebody in your company, somebody if you're no matter what you're doing, if you're in the business or if you're a fan, be cool with everybody. We're all here because we love wrestling. But
don't be cool to people if they do shitty things. Don't stick up for them.
No, don't stick up for people. If people do shitty things, if people do shitty things, hold them accountable and out them if you have to. But always be cool and try to do right, because we need to make this business better. And I think we've done that, but there's still some things that we need to fix. And
long way to go.
Yeah. Also, I will say this: if you're a wrestler, don't be a dick to fans.
Right.
I'm not going to name names, but don't
right,
make fun.
Because their names aren't worth their breath. But like the thing I'm going to say about that is like, you want fans to like you want them to buy your merch. They're not going to. People can tell if you're a dick.
Yeah.
People can tell if you're a piece of shit. And, there are only a handful of people that can put you over, but there are an infinite number of people who can bury you.
Yeah. I will shout out Sami Callihan actually went on Twitter the other day, a couple weeks ago, and said, "Hey, young wrestlers, if you want the fans to buy your merch, be approachable. Don't be on your phone. Don't be sitting there on your phone texting or on your Tinder or whatever. Remember that you're out there trying to represent yourself and trying to get these people to like you. That is or dislike you if you're a heel, but there's a way to be, and I always said there's a way to be a heel and still sell merch. You want to know who sells merch? Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And he is a complete heel even to the fans, but he does it in a way that makes it entertaining for the people, and they buy his merch in droves. So basically the what I'm going to say is be engaged. Don't be on your phone. Don't be looking at stuff. There was one other thing I was going to say. I can't. It's so dark. I can't see what you're pointing at.
I was pretending to take a selfie to fuck with you.
Oh, because you don't have any lights on, so I can't really. I can see you, but I can't see anything else.
Ooh, I like this. Can we get Lashley and Leo versus Braun and Nicholas at WrestleMania?
That's kind of that's a waste of Leo.
Yeah.
We're talking about TJP getting released.
Oh yeah. Don't really care.
Somebody put out a good tweet today. It's like, how TJP's kind of a D-bag? His gimmick was he was the video game guy, and yet he never one time was on Up Up Down Down.
Yeah.
It's like, Your gimmick literally is that you're a video game guy, and you were never once on the WWE's web show that is literally about video games. That actually made a point. Plus, I have a theory that TJP was trying to get fired. He obviously I shouldn't judge anyone, but if you had watched him the last couple months, you could tell he had literally stopped working out. I think he had gotten pudgy. He grew a goatee. He went and got a bunch of tattoos. It's like, you're just trying to get canned at this point. Obviously, he was unhappy. And wherever he will go eventually, it'll be one thing. But, I mean, the weird thing with the release to TJP was he had just been on TV that week. Obviously putting somebody over, but he'd been on the TV. So, that is something. What else we got going on? We should definitely tell the people to come join us up in Dubuque, Alex.
Bring your weapons.
Bring your weapons.
I know what I'm bringing.
So here's what's going on, folks. If you have been living under the rock, as they say,
I know a lot of women who'd like to live under the rock. If you smell what I'm cooking.
Trust me. There's more than just a lot of women that want to live under the rock.
Yeah, man, too.
Yeah. A lot of people want to live under the rock. Period. But this Saturday. Damn it! Now I lost it. This Saturday night, SCW. What's the name of the show, Alex?
End of the Road.
End of the Road. I always want to call it Hell or High Water, but that was the last one or the one before. I don't remember. And SCW End of the Road.
Never had a show called Hell or High Water.
I thought we did.
We had Hell Hath No Fury.
Hell Hath No Fury. That's the one I was thinking.
And AEW is running Hell Hath No Fury on March 16th.
Yes. No, this Saturday night, End of the Road. How did we come to the end of the road? Still I cannot go. That's a good tune.
Christ.
That's a good tune. I sang it well. End of the Road, the final showdown between Valentina Loca and Reign Victoria.
Jesus. I cannot believe you forgot her name. I'm texting her right now.
I'm editing this out of the podcast.
Nope.
No, I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I've been awake. I got very little sleep. I've been awake since 5 a.m. I'm going to blame that. But no. So here, let me start it one more time so I can get this right. SCW End of the Road this Saturday night. The final showdown between Reign Victoria and Valentina Loca in a Fans Bring the Weapons match. If you are bringing weapons, it was on the SCWpro Twitter this week. They need to be at the building by 6 p.m. You do need to get there early if you're bringing weapons for the Fans Bring the Weapons match so that weapons can be inspected. Do not bring anything vulgar. Do not bring anything obscene. Don't go too crazy, folks. If you bring a, baseball bat covered in razor wire, we're not going to use that. You realize what just happened since I said it. Somebody's going to bring a baseball bat covered in razor wire.
The Ascension are on Raw?
Yes, the Ascension and Heavy Machinery are doing a backstage segment right now. In a cut from Hulu for sure segment right now. No, this is going to be I am looking forward to this. I know that both of these ladies absolutely want to go out there and just kill the other one, kill this match. It's gonna be great. So yeah, bring your weapons, get there early. We got a loaded card. Also announced that is not the only women's match on the card this Saturday night in Dubuque, as Heather Reckless will be returning to Dubuque to take on Blair Onyx. This is Blair Onyx's SCWpro debut, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
So Blair Onyx finally making her SCWpro debut. She has been killing it in the Chicago area, killing it on shows for Zawa Live. So I'm really, really looking forward to finally getting to see Blair Onyx live in the ring. I know there's a lot of top talent for SCWpro that's going to be on this show. We are bringing probably one of the most loaded shows we've ever had in Dubuque. So come out this Saturday. Alex, give me your official prediction for this match.
I don't know exactly. I got something else to say first.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how to read this Blair. I don't know
Blair
how to
Onyx?
read her. What? I'm not exactly hooked on Onyx.
And the award for worst joke ever made on this podcast. That was some absolutely downright terrible dad humor. But no, give me your official prediction for the Fans Bring the Weapons match, Alex.
I gotta go with my debut girl.
Well, obviously you're gonna go with your girl from your hometown of Dubuque.
My hometown.
Hey, is it true that the town motto of Dubuque is "At least we're not Muscatine"?
No, the town motto from Dubuque is "I'm from Dubuque and I'll party till I puke."
I've never heard anybody say that until now.
Really? You know that's for shoot the town motto.
Oh.
They used to put it on Van's Liquor Store. Put it on T-shirts.
Really?
I'm from Dubuque and I party till I puke. That was their employees' dress code. They had to wear that T-shirt with the slogan on it.
I mean, it's better than the town motto of East Dubuque. We smoke meth.
No, East Dubuque is just where you go when everything in Dubuque closes.
Bar
time in East Dubuque is so you finish partying in Dubuque and then you're like, oh, you guys want to go east, and then
it's literally like Davenport and Rock Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like going to the district.
Yeah. You go to when they call last call at Analog, you go over to the daiquiri factory for an hour.
Yeah. Or you go over to the other Analog.
Moline closes at 2, so you can't do that.
Oh, Moline closes at 2?
Yeah.
I did not know
that. Rock Island is the only town that it closes at 3. You don't know this because you're never out that late.
In my theater days, I would occasionally.
Okay. But no, it's no. So
I mean, Regal, that's only 3:00. That's like 2 hours before I get up.
Yeah, that's generally most days. So yeah, that's about 2 hours before I get up now. So yeah, that's why I don't party anymore either. But no, give me you never. So are you?
You don't listen when I talk.
Oh yeah, you did.
Said it was gonna be rain.
It's gonna be raining Saturday. Is that what you said?
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I know. Are you excited that we're going to Muscatine, Alex?
I mean, no.
That's my line. You're supposed to be excited.
I'm not excited, but I'm not excited.
Muscatine. Jared Thumb tried to tell me that only certain parts of Muscatine smell like fart. So apparently they've cleaned up certain other parts of Muscatine.
Muscatine's where I got clean.
Clean?
Yeah, did I tell you about my... Oh, shit, I'm not talking about that on the podcast.
Oh. You went to get a cleaning? Oh, when you went to get your new shop vac.
No.
But nah, folks, it is going to be a fun night Saturday night. Come and see us. Oh, and we should probably mention this if you're listening to this. We probably should have went off of this. To the 2 people out there who were expecting a Pipe Dream Championship Wrestling show, we are very sorry about that. We have
probably next week.
Hopefully next week.
Did you get my text?
I did. I did not get a chance
Did
to
you look at my document at all?
I have not yet because I was very busy at work on it.
Bastard.
I apologize, sir. I was very busy at work today. But no, we have the ball rolling now on Pipe Dream 2006. So it will be.
He doesn't even know the fucking year. It's 2008.
2008. It's only 2 years apart. It was close. All you have to do is finish the loop on the top of the 6, and then it becomes an 8. So we were really, really close.
Is that how numbers are made, Regal? This week on Off the Chest of Timothy Regal, you'll learn about how numbers are made. Next week on Off the Chest of Timothy Regal, you'll learn about how babies are made.
We better get off the air so you can go. Never mind. But folks, come join us this Saturday. Pipe Dream, fingers crossed, God willing, coming next week. And
I will it.
What?
I will it.
You will it?
Yeah, you said God willing.
Why? All right, folks, that's it. We'll see you next week.